begin by looking at why this is a strategic choice for you, because you are calculating your return on investment. What are the inputs that you are going to get? You have accessible living costs plus fully funded scholarship opportunities you can get here. The output, you're going to get a recognized EU degree, and then you're going to get Schengen area access, and then you have high demand tech jobs. So Hungary is more affordable, is more than an affordable destination. It is a strategic launch pad into the European Union. And as someone that is very, very interested in European politics, there has just recently been some kind of a shift in the power in Hungary, and the major guy has won. Viktor Orban is gone, which means that I don't know how pro-immigration he is, but I'm sure he is way better than Viktor Orban. Anyone will be better than Viktor Orban. So this is like a good time to get into like Hungary, because it gives you access to all of Europe, right? So let's look at the funding ecosystem. So you have self-funded versus fully funded. So they have self-funded. You are going to be spending about 2,000 to 6,000 euro annually, and then the same thing, like if you get a scholarship, you're going to get the Stipendium Hungaricum, which is actually a very, very famous scholarship that is given by the Hungarian government, and so many people apply for it. It's 100% covered. You get about 43,700 HUF. I'm not sure what their currency is. I thought they will be using euros. No, okay. You have free dormitory, or some kind of, and you have free dormitory, and then you get a monthly allowance. Then there is a full national coverage, and then up to 65,000 HUF supplementary. So the insider hack here is that the SH 40,000 housing allowance is a subsidy, not full rent coverage. Treat it as a discount, not a free ride. Okay, all right. So this is what is going to be happening if you get the scholarship versus if you do not get the scholarship. And I think that if you look at 2,000 to 6,000 euro annually, that is definitely not a very shabby offer when you think about how much you will normally spend to go study in Europe, right? Normally, if you're looking at a cheap destination in Europe, you're thinking probably or if you're looking at the average destination, you're looking at like between 10 to 20,000 euro, right? But this is like 2 to 6. That is not shabby at all. So let's look at the application logistics. Bypass the agencies. I'm sure there are so many agents, even online. Some people think that I am an agent, and I'm like, no, I'm not. All right, so register directly. Use the Stipendium Hungaricum website. You are allowed exactly 2 program choices. Never pay an agency, okay? And then they have a sending partner. You must be nominated by the responsible authority in your home country, and then the host institutions, once nominated, your application is forwarded to your chosen Hungarian universities for direct evaluation. I'm going to tell you all exactly how I feel about this. I hate it. And I'm going to tell you all why. I hate it because I don't know. It feels like when you come from a society that is so corrupt, when it has to be all scholarships that have a nominating agency, and that nominating agency is located in my home country, I'm just like, it is not going to be fair. It is not going to be fair, and they're not going to be taking the best applicants. They are going to be taking who knows who. So woe on you if you are this kid from a place where nobody knows. You are never going to be nominated for this type of scholarships. I don't even remember seeing the Hungarian embassy in my country. Do you all have a Hungarian embassy in your country? You all let me know in the comment section, okay? I'm sure that's why people are using agents, because they don't even know where the embassy is. Anyhow, you all let me know in the comment section. So let's look at the application timeline. So portal opens like November, December, or really, okay, to secure, like you're securing your documents early, just securing your documents, okay? And then from January right through to January 15, this is like a critical submission deadline that you have to have submitted. Oh, this is for the Stipendium Hungaricum. Of course, this is for those that will be applying for the scholarship. So if this, I made this video thinking about those that will not be applying for the scholarship, because 15 January shows that the deadline would have passed. Well, let me see. You have February, this is the dead zone, waiting for sending partner nomination. Okay, you move through March, May, they have university entrance exams. Okay, June 10th, they have admission results acceptance, and then September 15, classes begin. Start gathering your documents before the portal opens. Missing the strict January 15 document deadline is an automatic disqualification. So this actually only applies for those that want to apply for the scholarship. But when I was making this video in mind, I am rather looking at that March to May university applications window, because this is us in April, right? So April right through till May, you are someone that is self-funded. You're not going to be thinking about that January deadline. That January deadline is for those that want to apply for the scholarship. So if you're someone that wants to apply for the scholarship and you're finding this video right now, know that it is too late. You have to start and finish by January 15, so you can bookmark this and then get ready for it early next year. Okay, you have to start like December and November and December. So let's look at the admission reality, which is like the oral exam hurdle. And this is still for the Stipendium Hungaricum. I think so. I hope not. All right. So the myth here is that submitting excellent A levels or high school transcript is enough to secure admission. Oh, wow. Okay. But the reality is that most Hungarian universities heavily rely on live oral exams, entrance exams conducted via Skype or Zoom. Strategy call out here is prepare to speak confidently about biology, chemistry, math fundamentals. You must score a minimum of 56 on 100 points on these exams to even be considered for the final scholarship list. I think that this is a process that they will do, even if it is not you going through the scholarship. They are going to have like an oral exam, and the oral exam really counts. That is very, very interesting. I've never seen a scholarship where the interview, like the oral interview, mattered that much. I know, of course, like with many with many scholarships, you have to go for an interview, right? But it's not like it's like 50%. 50% is like, that is a lot, right? Okay, so let's look at total structure. This is capital versus the countryside. Okay, so if you, wherever it is that you choose to stay, if you stay in Budapest versus if you stay in places like Debrecen or Pécs. Okay, so if you stay in Budapest, you are going to be paying all of this amount of money, and if you stay in the countryside, you're going to be paying all of this amount of money. So 700 euro per month provides a comfortable, moderate lifestyle in the countryside if your tuition is already paid. In Budapest, expect a tighter budget unless you share a flat. I think that this is very standard for wherever you find yourself. It doesn't even matter wherever it is that you are. It is always going to be the same thing. You stay in the big cities, you spend more. You stay in the smaller cities, you spend less. That's just how the world works. Okay, now let's look at the housing situation, dorms versus private flats. Which one should you go for? So you have the dormitories here. It is highly social and incredibly affordable. Okay, that is good. I think my dormitory that I was staying, I was paying like 15,000 yen, which is give and take almost a slightly like $100 plus. That is cheap, but that was in Japan. And then you have a private flat, offers total privacy, quiet study environment, and independence. The catch here is landlords universally require 2 months security deposit upfront. Okay, and then for the dormitory, space is highly limited and privacy is non-existent. I am not sure how sociable, how excessively sociable people are in Hungary, and if it is the same case as it, I know that people are overly quiet in Japan. That is very true. So even when they say it is like a dormitory, you are still practically in your own space because nobody's even talking to you. But I don't know how loud people are in Hungary, because if they are anything like Japan, people will mind their business. So it's not even going to, you're not even going to notice that much. But if it is like in my country where everybody's partying and everybody's having fun, you will have to go to campus to study. You cannot study in your dormitory. Okay, now let's look at the important part, structuring your proof of funds. So your balance must show about 8,000 to 10,000 euro after your first semester's tuition has been prepaid. Okay, that is important. Then number two, the sponsor. Only official parents or legal guardians are accepted as sponsors. Uncles or siblings are rejected unless the money is legally transferred to your own account. Three, the evidence. Include a notarized sponsorship letter authenticated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I was speaking to someone recently who applied for the what is this program, the GKS scholarship to South Korea, and he was telling me about oh, he has no money because he spent all his money notarizing the documents for that particular scholarship. I don't know, like give and take, like in dollar amounts, how much does notarizing documents cost? Because it looks like it is a lot. In y'all let me know in the comment section, like number one, what country are you applying for this form, and how much do you spend to notarize your documents? Because he made it seem like it was a lot of money that he was spending to notarize those documents. Okay, and here you have to notarize the documents again. All right, navigating the visa minefield, officer diagnostics. It's interesting they call it a minefield because you know what a minefield is, right? Like if you're walking and you're not sure that there are mines there, it just blows up and it kills you immediately. Oh my goodness. So the red flags here: a flat inactive bank account that suddenly receives a massive lump sum. That is everywhere in the world, not just Hungary. Applying without proof that the first semester tuition is already paid. That is a red flag everywhere. Claiming you intend to work full-time to support your studies. Oh my goodness, I hope no one ever does something like that. Green flags: a steadily rising bank balance over 6 to 12 months before showing legitimate traceable income. This is the case everywhere. Open your account, start stacking up the money bit by bit if you plan to apply next year. Like let there be some kind of gradual increase in the money. Okay, clear official documentation of exact housing already secured in Hungary. This is something that I have noticed in Europe. I did a video on Austria, and I think they wanted also like housing, securing proof showing that you've secured housing. And I did a video about Poland, and I think you also need some kind of a document to show that you've also secured housing. I'm not sure what is going on in Europe, but it looks like housing is a big issue. I'm not sure. Anywho, working while studying, the legal limits and language hacks. So here you have 30 hours a week. Oh my goodness, that is almost full-time working in other countries. In Japan, you're allowed, oh yeah, in Japan it's 28 hours a week. So here is just 2 hours. Yeah, it's just 2 hours more than 28 hours a week, but oh wow, okay. And then holidays, you can work full-time, right? So the hack here is most local jobs require fluent Hungarian. Your strategy: register exclusively with a dedicated student agency like Melodiak that places internationals directly into English-speaking office gigs, warehouses, and food services without requiring local language proficiency. That is amazing. I should open up a business that places international students into jobs in foreign countries that do not require the local language. That is a good business idea, right? That is a good business. That is a good business idea. And this is something that I wish I had when I was in school. Like some kind of of course I did jobs that did not require the Japanese language, but if there is like a place where you can register and then they sort of just let you know about gigs that are available that do not require the local language, that is amazing. All right, let's look at the job market reality here, managing your expectations. So you have the English only roles, and then you have the sweet spot, and then you have the high demand sectors. English only roles: studying in English is easy, integrating into the general local workforce without Hungarian is incredibly difficult. Okay, the sweet spot here is under the, let's look at the high demand sectors. Hungary is Central Europe's electronics and IT manufacturing hub. Oh, I did not know that. Okay, the sweet spot here is multinational tech, IT, electronics, and specialized engineering. If you are outside of these STEM sectors, securing corporate roles requires aggressive networking and local language skills. All right, so that already tells you to some extent, should you be planning for Hungary as long term, or should you be planning for Hungary as short term? Give and take. I think that you this is you being in Europe already, right? So work your way towards getting maybe like an EU green card, or this actually gives you access to the entire Schengen area. So while you are a student, you should be traveling around and figuring out, do I want Hungary long term, or do I want to go somewhere else? Those are the things that you should be doing with yourself while you are still studying, so you can start mapping out your long-term strategy. Oh, here we have the migration strategy. 9-month bridge. So we have graduation day. EU students can stay indefinitely. Non-EU students must secure a work permit. So they have a 9-month extension. So in this 9-month extension, there is the bridge. The government offers a study to work permit, granting fresh graduates exactly 9 months, non-renewable, to find jobs or start a business. Oh, start a business. I wish Japan gave us the option of start a business. I don't even think Japan even gives you the option of start a business. Just imagine if you could start a business in Japan. Oh, these people are giving me, I'm remembering all my problems in this life. Anywho, and then after that, you gain employment and residency. Okay, so the crucial hack here is your clock is ticking. You must submit this extension application at least 15 days before your current student visa expires. This is actually the case in so many countries. This particular thing, you have to submit it as early as possible. Like by the time you're getting towards your graduation, everything starts happening on the clock. It is now your job to make sure that you are paying attention to all of the days that you have to do this within this period. You have to pay attention to all of that, else you are going to have a big problem. So this is what you should do. Secure the sending partner. Do not rely on paid agencies. Ace your oral exam. It's important. Build your bank slowly. It's going to help you. Leverage student agencies in order to get jobs, and then build the bridge early. And most importantly, you are in Europe already. Choose, do you want to stay there long term, or do you want to go to other places? And during that period that you are a student, look around, do research other places. Then you can make an informed choice of if you want to be in Hungary or if you want to go somewhere else. I think whatever one you choose, it still works very well. I hope that this was helpful. You're going to like this video, share this video, drop a comment, even if it's just to say thank you, Sylvie, for doing this work. That will be, I will take it. And I'm going to see you all in the next one. Peace.